Okay, since this is a lot bigger property, the old push mower is a bit annoying having to do such a big block. But I found this one, which I'm going to pick up tomorrow. And this is the write-up on it. It's just on the deck, it requires adjustment, drive belt and linkages. But everything else, it starts, runs, and guess how much? $250. $250 for that. That's very, very, very cheap. And because I'm good with my hands, that's what I'm going to pick up. I'll just show you the photo of the deck. Okay, so here's a photo of the deck with the guy's shoes in it. So I might as well do a video. That's why I'm filming it, this part. I'm going to clean and restore all that deck, give it a brand new belt, see what needs doing, give it a clean paint, and yeah, something different. I am going to be doing stuff more on my divvy van, so for those who have started my channel with the divvy van, I am going to be doing it. I'm just trying to finish off the XR6. Been doing a little bit of the interior on my XR6, just with a little bit of a mock-up of the good old Vic pole. But yeah, I'm trying to finish that off, and obviously I'm working on my ute as well. So I'm trying just to get my ute on the road, get the XR6 out of here, and then I can start on the back of the divvy van. But the divvy van's good. It's in the garage still, so I will be getting back into that definitely in the next couple of months. So yeah, so this is the deck of the mower that I'll be going to restore. That's the only issue he said that it's got at the moment. Everything else runs. It's got a 12.5 horsepower electric start. So just the drive belt and the linkages require adjustment. So yeah, something different, but something that's worthwhile getting for the bigger size property too. So you know, I think I'm coming in with the new trusty toy. There it goes. There she is. Okay, here she is. Just picked up. And this guy off Marketplace, keeping it for me, trusting in me to turn up, as a lot of market people don't. But here she is. And she's going to require some work. Which will be, I'm going to pull the whole thing down. Look at this damage. But we'll see what we can do. But this is this ride-on mower. I've seen one of these little lights working. I'm going to restore the whole thing. Also, for those who were following the XR6, one second, back again, I had to open the door. Yeah, for those who are following the XR6, I've done a little bit more work to the interior. I didn't video this is just basic installs. I've got the CB, the siren controller, got a speaker, this you can click around, and a couple of microphones and stuff like that. It just comes up with the mock-up under unmarked police car. So I still got to put some sticky stuff under this, but it's good a nice dash in this XR6 as well. Nice and clean. A lot different to when I first got it, but yeah, so that's just the quick interior bit. But back to the ride-on mower. So it's a 6-speed, 125 by 38 inch. When the guy sold it to me off Marketplace, had a few keep running problems, so I'm gonna pull the whole thing apart, or most of it, and refurbish the whole thing. So this will make another video anyway. And yeah, let's go through this journey of getting the ride-on mower working and looking a lot better than it does. One way of getting it off the trailer, the old engine hoist. That's what you call uplifted. The spirits of the ride-on mower are uplifted. That's fun. Alright, cool. This is what it looks like under the hood. Got some obvious paint bubbling there. Dirty light. Engine. This all needs a really good sprucing up. Goodness, that was easy to take off. Only had 3 bolts. I don't know, I don't think that's original, but only had that one, that single one at the front screwed in, and one on this side and one on that side. I put the screws back when I finish. Where's the other one? I was supposed to have put that other screw back. It's 10mm. So, oops, didn't screw properly. Get in there, get in the thread. They'll have to be replaced, they look all rusted. But yeah, this is what one of these ride-ons look like without its front. Pretty beefy motor when you look at them. It's going to look so much better than what it is now. Okay, next I'm going to drop the fuel line, just get the hazard out of the way, the petrol, and yeah, remove it. I just pulled one of the circlip clamps off. Yeah, it looks like it needs a good overhaul. Look how rusty that is. So yeah, well, this is the first time I've ever touched anything like this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just going with the flow and see how it goes. I mean, a backyarder that's a little bit not bad with his hands. If I can do it, you can do it. So always be willing to try something new, see how I go, see how it comes up. Remove this also, this tap, because it wouldn't go through that first hole. So I'm just going to use this bucket just for everything to do with this ride-on mower, and it can stay in one place. So never throw out stuff like this. Even this has got a lot of foam and it's probably very breakable now, but it'll do the job. Okay, so remove that one screw that releases that, but I'm gonna disconnect the choke. One of these, wait, I think that one's choke, and well, that one's choke. That one's accelerator, but yeah, that's choke. So the top one would be choke, the other one brings up your revs. So I'm gonna disconnect that, and this one. As you can see, with that thing, you just have to pull that U-bolts, that funny looking thing, out just straight down with those 2 prongs on the end, and then that should come out. Acted like a split pin going through there, but then these 2 things need to be squeezed in, and that can come straight out. Okay, next, it's just you just put a screwdriver down the side edge of that, unclips, and there's a rusty bolt in there. Okay, for that center steering wheel nut, that's a 13mm. So it comes out. Yeah, good old 13mm. Pop goes. These pop off. I gotta work out how that comes off. One sec. Yeah, they just needed 2 even arms to pull it up, not just one. So I always put, if I can, the nuts back where they go, and that way you don't have to worry which place they are and stuff like that. So always good to, I mean, you can put them in a bucket if you want, but if you got a way of putting them where they originally go, just screw them in, and then when you're putting it together, you know which nuts go in there. So next, I'm going to look to see how this front dashboard goes together. Okay, next I've removed those 4 bolts under there, but
when you lift this, it's still got two upside down bolts. Well, it's got a round flat end, so it must be the nut on the other end and that one. So I've decided to go more to the back. This seat just comes up, and I'm going to remove the battery out of there. I've taken these four now. I'm going to get rid of the battery, see what's holding this seat in. Okay, so I took the battery out, just obviously a basic 10mm both sides, all the leaves in there. She's been out in the weather a bit. Okay, so next what I did is it's got two bolts here on both, like one on each side of two bolts. They're these sort, 10mm, or at least on that side anyway. And what I noticed is there's a bolt right in the center of that spring. So it looks like everything's ready to come off, minus those two bolts. So I reckon that whole back tray area will come off. It's pretty simple actually so far. Yep, I was right. So it's these long bolts. They're 13mm, both of them, obviously. This whole thing's ready to lift. Now remember one of my previous videos talking about rusty stuff in apple cider vinegar. A lot of these parts I'm going to put in apple cider vinegar. Ones that aren't very good I'll just replace, but if they come up well, why not? So just after I showed those last two bolts, this thing just easily come off. So it's pretty much, yeah, those 4 screws, the 2 spring screws, and 2 each side going onto that foot plate. So look at it. I think she'll come up well. I think the metal's still relatively good. That can be sanded down and painted. I wonder if you can get these stickers new. Have to look into that. That's what she looks like up to that stage. Got to have good old double sarsaparilla for a drink. Nothing like traditional sarsaparilla. Well, as traditional as it comes. But yeah, looks like almost like a go-kart. It's so cool. I remember when I was maybe 5 or 6 years old, up at a farm in Colac, and used to have like a push pedal little tractor, and I just absolutely loved it. So now, a few years later, I'm now fixing a motorized one. So it's pretty ironic. Looks good, but look at the just underneath the seat. Looks like that bolt's missing because there's got one there, and on the opposing side there's a missing. So I have to replace that one on each side, and that one's there. Oh, it just come off. So those two just sit there. The spring gaps. So take this one off and that one, and I reckon the whole seat will just go. Seat just came straight off in a bush. That. All off. Unreal. Okay, this knob just screws onto that one, and this one just, you can pretty much just pull it off. That sounds wrong. Okay, I just removed these 2 screws, just here and there, and look at this. Wow. Oh, look underneath. Wow, this is really, this needs maybe a new one, but if you can get these decals, I might be able to still clean that up, because it's not too bad. It's just surface rust it look like. See what I mean with the bucket? Very good idea. Just checking the inside. I hope there's no snakes or anything. Well, this is a bit of a job, but definitely doable. Looks like it definitely needs some good brand new belts down there. Wow. Square box, isn't it? I've just pushed it on its side, leaning on a big, good sized bucket, strong enough bucket. For those who haven't seen underneath one of these, like myself, there's a few things going on. Obviously pulleys and lots of brackets, and yeah, wow, there's a lot involved in these things underneath, but it's all got to be done. I've got to do it. Okay. I mean, $250, can't go wrong. It's just going to take step by step, because I've got to gut the whole thing to really get into the grease and muck of this thing. Another project that I've started, which hopefully, I don't want to take a huge amount of time doing it, but yeah, just bit by bit. That's why it's good to video as well for the viewers and myself, so you can always look back at how things went and what was done and where they went. So this is a bit of a in-depth video showing the underneath and how things move and work. There's a lot in these things when they're made, aren't they? Fascinating. But I want this looking and starting easy, and checking all the bearings, and after they do a fair bit of work. I don't know how many hours is on this machine. I don't think they have counters on these ones. They should have counters on them all, but yeah. But we'll redo all the parts, put it back together, see how she goes. So that's the underneath. Okay, so this is just looking underneath to just for memory's sake, as well as to be able to remove the engine. You can see there it's got the big center bolt which goes straight into the bottom of your engine, and there's a couple, I think there's about 4 bolts here that have to be removed to pull out that engine. But yeah, it's very interesting to look at how these are put together. As I said, this is the first time for me, so I'm just playing it by ear as I go, and making sure that I've also got footage to look back on if I get stuck, which is always good. So yeah, these are the bolts that have come out to hold that in, and I've had to put the G-clamps here to stop it turning while I get that center bolt out. So yeah, the engine hoist is always good to use. This is where I've just starting to remove the electrical side of things. As you can see, it's very, very greasy and dirty. So yeah, that's the removal of the engine, and that's the bottom part that goes onto one of your belts. So when the engine spins, that'll drive that belt, and then turn your cutters underneath as well. But the engine here looks, yeah, it's definitely will need a bit of a cosmetic and refurbishment, new spark plug, and some gaskets and filters and stuff like that.